my community told me to snipe him, so that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, nice to meet you.
Appreciate the honesty.
That, what we just experienced right there, is basically what happens when someone who's extremely online and like neurotic decides to come outside. Hey, we gotta get the out of here, by the way, for sure.
Terry, here's yours. You were murdered. Okay, you obviously weren't murdered because you're alive and you're basically intact. You weren't murdered, buddy. You weren't murdered, buddy.
What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and if you've been around a long time or long enough online, you've probably come across champagne socialist, fake communist, nephew of Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, Hasan Piker, or Hasan Abi. A man that pretends to care about the little guy, a man that pretends to care about socialist causes while driving a $250,000 Porsche and living in a multi-million-dollar Beverly Hills mansion. Well, he was live streaming the other day and mocking what is probably an immigrant man, although I can't say for sure, whose shop was overrun by youths who were good boys and didn't do anything wrong ever. And, well, it hasn't quite gone how Hasan Abi probably expected. Now, if you are unaware of how we got here, well, there's another Twitch streamer. Who cares? His name is Kai Cenat. He is the biggest Twitch streamer, as far as I know, or one of the biggest Twitch streamers ever. He thought it was a good idea to just say, hey, come on out to this spot in New York City to all of his fans for free PlayStation 5s. Well, obviously, that turned into a complete disaster where people were jumping on cars, people were robbing people, multiple cases of that. Now, while I don't believe that Kai Cenat, the streamer, is responsible for any of the individual's actions of that day, Kai Cenat probably has other issues to worry about, like permits and other laws that were broken by essentially holding a massive gathering like this without any kind of planning or police presence and all this kind of stuff. Well, multi-million-dollar Hasan, who literally has mental breakdowns anytime he's confronted with a real person in the streets, was soundly dunked on by just about everyone, including his own viewers, for his take. So a small store owner, there were multiple crimes committed on this day, but a small store owner, who probably works like 100 hours a week just to get by, Kai Cenat's mob of good boys who didn't do anything wrong and never did anything wrong, robbed him and hit him and all this kind of stuff. What was Hasan's response to that? It's just a $3 bag of Doritos. Why would anybody be reporting on this? Well, I think that this is what happens when you've never had a real job in your entire life and you've never gone without in your entire life. Imagine following this individual and thinking, wow, he's really about the people out there. This is just a short clip of his gigantic brain at work. And to make things worse, he even got dunked on by Ethan Klein. Now, if you get dunked on by Ethan Klein, that's not a good look.
And his whole kiosk was ransacked. All the chips were broken and pulled apart. Things were taken off of it. And he was saying that he was injured because he was trying to stop the kids.
This is another thing in New York, California, where you're not allowed to intervene. You're supposed to just let people steal your stuff. Now, it's all fine and dandy when they make the argument, although it's hilariously false, that it's Walgreens or it's Walmart and it's some super huge mega corporation and it's not really theft, even though that cost gets passed right back on to the consumer, the people that are living paycheck to paycheck. That's why all these commies' ideas are so easily, they so quickly fall apart. That's why all of their fans are 12 years old. Hasan Abi does not have 40-year-old fans. I guarantee it. Everybody, over 90% of people that watch this individual are under the age of 16 or 17, almost exclusively.
And they hit his head, his neck, his back. The gentleman is in his 60s. He seems
He's laughing at it there.
He was talking to EMTs that were there and talking to the police that were there, giving them a report of what happened. But, you know, a totally just innocent victim in all this, that he was just doing his job, going about his day, and his business got ransacked there.
While he's sitting there eating his DoorDash, again, in his multi-million-dollar Beverly Hills mansion in a gated community, these are all things that are true, and drives his $250,000 Porsche. That's at least one car that we know about. This is what he thinks about this poor guy that's just trying to protect his shop from a bunch of kids that were good boys and never did anything wrong before.
But from where we are here, you know, it does that the officer of circumventing them in that sense. And it from my perspective, that's...
I fucking despise local media, dude. There you go. There is no better representation of how dog water local media is.
Again, it's local media's fault. If you saw any pictures of this, I like how he tries to downplay it like, oh, it's just some kids playing basketball, just shooting some b-ball outside of school. Then a couple of cops who were up to no good started making trouble in their neighborhood. I mean, it's like, no, there were thousands of people on the streets committing crimes. Many of them, one guy like gave himself a lead injection because he's an idiot.
And how much...
Look at this. Is this supposed to be just some kids having fun?
They exacerbate like narratives that you see on Fox News.
Yeah, these kids are out here just doing their homework in the street. It's a chess club.
Role they play in the boomer reactionary pipeline.
And anyone who has a problem with these youths rioting is a boomer reactionary.
Local media talking about $3 worth of fucking Doritos.
Yes, it was $3 worth of Doritos. The entire store was ransacked. There were multiple other robberies that happened too. But it's a bag of Doritos. Again, this guy, first of all, this guy hasn't bought Doritos in a long time because they're a lot more expensive than $3, especially in New York City. But even if this multi-millionaire, fake, faux communist, champagne socialist, even if it was only a single $3 bag of Doritos, it wouldn't change a single thing. The man is excusing, these people from stealing from some poor guy who's just running his shop in New York City, which is probably hard enough the way it is.
Like, there was a bank run or some shit. Like,
do these pictures that on the screen does this look like just a group of kids hanging out? Just trying to have a good time on a summer day.
Fucking make it seem like this is a riot that was.
What else would you call this?
Completely out of control.
It is completely out of control. Anybody who isn't a complete out of touch moron can see that it's out of control. In fact, my tweet about it has 25,000 likes. Big W for me. You see, it's a Gundam say the dude eating his DoorDash from a multi-million-dollar home, driving a $250,000 Porsche. Dumping on a street vendor. Total clown world. Hey, guy below the poverty line, suck it up. He's right. All socialists ultimately have this attitude. Yes, he is champagne socialist. I mean, I wonder, obviously I would never condone this, and I don't want to know the truth of this question. I ask it only hypothetically. But I wonder what Hasan would do if 200-300 young black men showed up in his gated community that is almost certainly exclusively rich white people and started just going in his garage and taking his stuff. And who would he call? He's probably actually more afraid of white people, so let's just make him white. Who would he call? I'm sure he'd be totally fine with just some kids having fun jumping on his Porsche. Breaking windows on his Porsche, right? It's just a $250,000 Porsche. And this dude has so many like young impressionable fans. That's what his entire audience are children. And if they're not youth by age, they're youth by mindset. This is Hasan, okay, out in the public with a tiny young boy mildly irritating him. He has a complete meltdown.
We love him. We love
Look how angry he gets.
You want to move away a little bit?
No, he said we love landlords.
He can't even handle that. Or how about this? I can't play the video because there's like a Guns N' Roses song playing in the background. But here is Hasan live streaming his location when a viewer on the right here walks up to him. Okay, the whole clip is about 2 minutes. I'll describe what happened. This viewer who's also a streamer says, oh, hey, Hasan, I'm a big fan. And then this table of elitist streamers are like, oh my God, what kind of animal would ever say hello to us? That is insane. And then he immediately, they're not even done with their food. And he's like, we've got to leave the area. We've got to leave the area. I'm calling the Uber right now. You can eat your dessert in the, he picks up his phone right here. He's calling Uber within 10 seconds of meeting a fan. Within 10 seconds of meeting the fan, he has to drop everything and run. This is what Hasan Abi does when he meets a fan. Quick, throw the mask on. Everybody flee. A fan came across our location. You see these, their reactions super unwarranted. This is just a pleasant, hey, how are you? It's literally the same thing as a stranger walking up and wishing you a have a nice day. If that shakes them to their core, I don't know how these big streamers are. These big streamers are severely out of touch. This is some real classist behavior. The guy, hey, hi, I don't mean to ruin your time. I just want to ruin your time. I just wanted to meet you. Have a good day, Hasan. I was literally shaking. This is how Hasan acts when he meets a fan of his. He drops everything and runs away. Everybody's got to leave. We got to leave the area immediately, right now. A fan said hello. I mean, there's no bigger morons out there. Like, if you watch this guy unironically and you think he has any pearls of wisdom to drop on you, I assure you he does not. On top of that, Ethan Klein absolutely ripped Hasan on the new H3 podcast with a debate about reaction content. Well, what was cool about this, and I hate playing clips of these guys because they always curse all the time, and I apologize for that, but it's just amazing. I mean, Hasan basically does exactly what XQC does, which is wholesale watch other people's content, walk away from the desk, then re-upload it to the internet and make money off of it.
What the sound?
So, like, I mean, just right off the bat, what the fuck is this editing? There's 10 seconds of him sitting there like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. This is
editing
like
is not
theft.
high effort.
I mean, hold on.
No, it's not.
Let me get a taste of this. Why?
Now, I hate to agree with Ethan Klein, but is there's one thing this dude understands, it's fair use and also the unwritten laws of the internet, you know, of content creation.
When they cut that.
Kristen Tate being held in a Romanian jail cell for over 3
Look at him.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know what the fuck he's watching.
I think the main problem here
What a
is
moron, dude.
The main problem here should be that if this is on your main channel, you should definitely edit it more for sure.
He doesn't even, like, what Ethan Klein doesn't realize in this moment is that this is exactly what Hasan does.
Hold on, Hasan. I really want to see. I want to get a feel for this.
Like, this is like my fan. This is like fan-owned and operated channels that just like straight post VODs, like straight rip VODs. You know what I mean?
Past 6 months, but with the recent developments,
Even
in their
accidentally
case,
said mine.
It seems like this is just the beginning. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
I mean, this is already theft. He didn't even intro it. He didn't talk about it. He's literally just sitting there quietly for the first 30 seconds. You should sue him. Fuck you, XQC, you thief bitch. I'm not surprised he's stealing people's videos. He steals people's money too on
his
fucking
attitude
gambling.
on this, by the way, is look. You're talking to someone who I do not care about IP in the same way that you do. We have differing opinions on it.
You think that you should be able to take people's videos and re-upload them wholesale?
Well, not necessarily. I think
Not necessarily.
I think you should still abide by certain standards, but overall, I don't really care. I don't really care if someone rips my IP.
No, but you're talking about IP law, or are you talking about what your preference is?
My personal preferences and what I think. My personal preferences and what I believe and how I believe IP should be run.
The state of the continent of Hawaii. What a great day. What a great way to start the week. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.